let me start. Paint. We discussed what all the types of variables we have in PHP. We discussed PHP tags. We usually write it universal tag, short open tag, script tag, and ASP tag. Then after that, we discussed about the variables. Inside the PHP, we can declare a variable using $keyword. So by default, we don't use any data type, but if you declare any variable, so that will comes under integer, float, double, that scalar data types we have. We discussed about the data types. These data types are, one is scalar data type, second one is compound data types, then third one is scalar data type, compound data type, and special data type. Special data type. So compound data type and special data type. The scalar data types are is underscore int, is underscore float, is underscore float, is underscore boolean. So three types we have. And conversion of int sake, we can write here integer and followed by name of the variable like this. We can, or you can write here bool or boolean or float. We can write it float. Like this, we can use it for conversion of that given variable into other type. Next, we have compound data types. Under this compound data types also we have, here we have compound data types. Under this compound data types, we have what I told in this compound, array and object. Array and object type we have. So array is nothing but if I declare any variable something, if I declare here $AR equal to within square brace, I can write any number of variables like this. If I declare the variables like this, and these variables we can access it based on that index number. Or we can use it here print underscore r. So we discussed all printing statements in PHP: echo, print underscore r, var dump, and printf. All those methods. Next, object is one. So we can declare a class, and for that class sake we can declare a variable. We can declare a variable and we can initialize the value. So here we can declare the variable, and here we can write here add some value we can declare like this. So this time here we can declare, see, I'm declaring a class, and for that class sake I'm declaring variables and method like this. This time whenever I want to create that object here, so $obj equal to new a, by that I can able to create my object. So with this object I can able to access the variables. Now with this object I can access the variable, and with this object only I can access that $obj of add method. So this way we can access that object related values. This is what comes under compound data type. Another one is, the third one is resource data type, that is special data type. Special data type we have. Under that special data type we discussed about resource type. Means if I create a connection object $con equal to mysql underscore connect, mysql I underscore connect. Under this we can write it here localhost comma, and the username comma password. So like this we can write it. So and database name, DB name, we write it here, DB name. So by that we can display the connection. So now if I write here echo $con, by that I can able to create the connection object. And normally I can declare a variable equal to null. Variable a value equal to null means so that will be a default null value. Suppose if I want to nullify any value, null is also a one data type. If I want to declare a variable as null, so either I can use, suppose if I am declaring here a equal to some 34, when I apply the unset method, normally it will delete the value of the variable and it will initialize with null. After that, if I echo the a value, so it has to print null, but some reason it is printing a is not declared. That a completely it's deleted when I apply that unset method from the new version, I think. So I have to check it. And this is all about the data types we discussed. Next, I'm going to show you functions. I told return type functions and without return type functions, two types of functions we have. Today only few people came, only two people. Totally we are 6 to 7 people are coming to class. Today only two. Because of Friday maybe. Yeah. Here, compound data type, special data types we have. Compound data type is used to write. Here we have all data types, and then I'm discussing here functions. Functions are in PHP. We have every time we use only function keyword. Void type function, return type function. For all types of function sake, we use only return keyword. Only function keyword only we use it. Here I'm writing here add method and return some value. So by that I can return the value. And similar way here I'm writing here function add with parameter. Suppose if I write it here with parameter function, so that value also we can return it. And similar way if I write here function of add of here, suppose if it is returning some value, here if it is returning some value, it is displaying some value, means this is void type function. Here this is void type function. And then similar way I'm writing here add function, and here itself I'm writing here echo of it is. Yes.
Can
Yes.
you write semicolon in after closed brace, ma'am?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Can we write semicolon in closed brace, ma'am?
After semicolon, we don't write. You no need to write after closing. Just before closing, after the sentence, you can write.
It is syntax,
Right?
ma'am.
Yeah, this way generally we write the syntax for function declaration.
Okay, ma'am.
In different cases, we write after semicolon also we write the after curly brace also we write the semicolon. That is different case. I'll explain that one later.
I don't know, so that I asked.
Okay, no problem, no problem. End of statement. No, normally PHP compiler will execute, will understand if you write the semicolon, that will be the end of the statement. It will treat like that. So that will be the end of the statement.
Okay.
Yeah. Here I'm writing here add method. Under this add method, we can display that output like this. Here is my function, and under this all functions we can display like this. Now this time here I can able to write functions. Here it is functions in PHP. So we are able to write the functions in PHP. We can write like this, control yes. So now I'm able to write the functions in PHP like this. Let me save it. Yes. I'm getting noise from your side. Yeah. Yes. Clock. Feb 2021. Yeah. Here I created one function. Under this function, so we can create like this function in PHP, functions in PHP. We can write a return type function. Without return type function, we can write like this. So it is about the function keyword. Next, what all the types of variables we have? We are declaring the variables, but what all the types of variables we have? So we have different types of variables. Depends on the place of variable, depends on the declaration of variables. It is divided into local variable, global variables, and constant. Something we have. I'll show you. Here it is return type without param type of function. And here this one, the next one, this one is it's a return type with param function with param. Then this one is here it is a return type drag it audio quality used internet applications. What happened? Is my voice is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It is showing like dragged applications. Here I'm able to create my application like this. So this time here, so here I'm able to declare my variable. So type of variable. So type of return type. Sorry, it is a void type. Void type. Void means we can write the output statement. Return type means we don't write output statement. So void type without param, and this one is void type with param. So like this we have different types of functions we have. So we can declare the functions like this: void type function, return type function. Like this we can declare it. Now here I'm able to write my function like this. This is a function, and return type function, void type function, two types of functions we can declare like this. Next one here, functions in PHP, add function, return type function, with param, without param. Like this we can. Next one is what all the types of variables we have. Up to now, is it clear what all the variables and what all the output statements and data types, functions, and variables? Now I'm going to explain. Data types and functions, is it clear to you?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, clear. Yes.
Yeah, that is what I have covered till last total last week. I covered only that much. Yeah, this week, completely this week. Single line comment, multi-line comment, printf, var dump. Next, scalar data type, boolean is boolean, float, integer. In PHP, variables can be declared anywhere in script. So that scope of variable is a part of the script where the variable can be referenced or used. PHP has three types of variable scopes. One is local variable, global variable, static variable. Three types of variables we have in PHP: local, global, static. Local variable means inside the function, if I declare any variable, that will be a local variable. I cannot access that variable from the other function. Inside function 1, I am declaring one variable. That variable, see, local variable declared within a function comes under local variable. Local variable can be accessed within the function. We cannot declare where we declared, so we cannot access the outside the function. So we cannot access that variable outside the function. Next, here, just a second. Yeah, here variable declared within a function comes under local variable, where local variables can be accessed within a function. So where we declared, we cannot access outside the function. So here variable declaration in global location means outside the function. Outside global variable means once you declare any variable outside the function, that will be a global. To access that global variable sake, we have to write $global, or if you want to declare any variable as a global, you can write here global keyword. By that you can make your local variable also global. How it will possible, I'll show you with program. After that, I'll show you with the static keyword. Let me open recent PHP. Types of variables we are discussing here, local variable, and if I declare outside it, it is a global variable. But if I try to access this one, what happened? I'll show you. I started application here, start the server. I started the server. So then local host 80 is my port number and my program name is 8pm PHP. Under that, I'm discussing here types of variables. Here, why it is giving undefined variable A, undefined variable A, and undefined variable B. Line number 5, 9, and 10. See, line number 5, 9, and 10. Why? Because A is my global variable. So why it is giving undefined variable? It has to print, but it is not printing. So for printing of the global variable sake, we have to use global and followed by that value like this. Okay, so here we can use that variable like this. So similar way, if I want to declare any variable like this, here I can write it here $global. Global is one more type of declaration. So here I can declare my variable as global variable. So $globals. That 11 value I can access inside it and I can access it outside it. So after calling the function also, if I call it here echo $t, so by that I can access it. So control yes. $globals. So $globals, we use it here, here $globals. Global $t, so it will be a global variable. So at that value we are initializing here. So after that, when I try to access that, echo $a. So outside the function, if I call the $a, how it will print? Inside the function, how it will print? See, undefined global. Oh, all are coming in the same line. So it will be a big confusion for us. Every line time, you can use here BR for next line. Are you able to follow what I'm teaching? $global, I'm telling here. So $global declaration. Yeah, yesterday's continuation one. If not follow, let me know. Here $global. Yes.
Function subtraction global $t. It is global.
Anyway, actually two ways you can declare the global variables. One is outside the function. Before starting the function, if you declare, that is a global variable. But if you want to make your local variable also global variable, you can use here global. By that, you can access that variable outside of it. It's giving error at line number 5. $globals, $a. See 34, 34, 11, 11, 34. So what all these values I want to print it. Here is my global variable. Global variable. This is the global variable. Local variable. So before this, before going to, it is a local variable. That value is related to local variable. And here I'm printing here. This one I'll write here. It is a local variable. So by what we declared as a global. In function, within function global variable function we are declaring here by $global. Here it is It's a local variable only, but it is a global variable when you use inside the function. Global variable inside. Just for understanding sake, I'm writing this. And A is anyway, it is a global variable. Global variable. Like this we can. So now refresh. See, 34 is a global variable. 34 is a local variable. Why 2 times 34? Here, why? Because here I'm printing here. Addition method, when I print it here, $global, it is printing that global variable. Next one is local variable. So it is calling that next line of the program is local variable, $B value. Okay, both time I initialized with 934. See, local variable value is 94 and 11 is the value when you declared with a global keyword, and 11 is a value inside the function, and 34 is a global variable. Two ways you can declare the global and the local variables. Here I'm discussing here types of variables. Types of variables are, so we have local variables, second one is global variables, then third one is local variable, global variables, then third one is local variable, global variable,
Static
third one is static. Yes, static variable. I'm thinking somewhere else because of my internet. Yeah, it's working fine now. Yeah, here local variable anywhere within function. Within function, if you declare it, that will be local variable. Global variable means outside function before starting the function. Outside function, if you declare any variable, that will be global variable. Or within function, if I declare a variable with a within function, if I declare a variable with a global keyword of $A, and here $A equal to 34. So by that also it will be a global variable. Next one is a static variable. Static variable here, static variable I'll tell you now. Here with the static keyword, if you declare any variable, that will be a static variable. Here static, with the static keyword I can declare a variable. So static variable maintain the previous value. Variables variable we have one more one, and previous value we can assign the values one time in a static variable. So suppose if I am declaring inside a method, if I write any variable as static, it will maintain your previous value. It will carry your previous value. We have variables variable, reference variable, variables variable, and static variables. So fourth one is variables variable, and fifth one is referenced variables. Variable sake we use declaration like $, a something $, a x, and referenced variable sake we can write it here and $, a, so that reference address we can print it. So what is all these we'll discuss here. A static variable means it can carry the previous value. So it will carry the previous value. So that's why we use like static variable. Here I have static variable. That static variable declaration we are doing like this. Here static variable, local variable, and inside the function we can declare like this. Now, yes. Here control N yes. Yeah. So here variables variable, referenced variable. Okay, types of variables here only now. So global variable I declared here. Here itself I want to declare one more type of thing. So this is all about static. So now I'll discuss about the static here. The above all are local and the global. So now I'm discussing here static variable. Static variable sake you can write like this actually. You can write this one in h1 tag. So here I'm discussing here static variable. About the static variable. Next, I can start that PHP tag like this. And here I'm declaring here with the static keyword, I'm declaring here $x equal to 21. So whenever here inside the function, I'm declaring like that. So function gg is my function or fun is my function, any name you can write it. Here this gg function, how many times I'll call it, those many times that the count will be maintained in the static variable. Control yes. So now if I run my program, here it is my local variable, types of variables, just refresh. Here static variable, it is not printing anything. Why? Because I'm not printing anything. Here if I print it by $x, so if I print it by $x, so what it will print? Every time it is printing, okay. Because I'm not incrementing. $x plus plus is nothing but it's an auto increment. It's one value incrementation. I'll tell you what is that operator. See here, 22, 23, 24. Why it is printing 21, 22, 23? Why? Because it is a static. If you don't write it is a static, if you write normally a variable like this, then this time this will print 22, 22, 22. Can you find the difference between static and without static?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Please show the program, ma'am.
Banu, Bhupendra.
Sure.
Harish. Yeah. Here I'm declaring one variable as a static. I'm declaring one variable as a static. Without a static, if I declare a variable, if I call that method for 3 times, every time it will print you 22, 22, 22. Why? Because here I'm doing here x plus plus. So $x equal to $x plus 1. That is nothing but x plus plus. Here $x equal to, yes. What is your question here? Harish.
No, ma'am. Continue. No.
Here is if I declare it with a static keyword, then it will maintain the previous value. That is about the static keyword. I want to write one more H1. It is about the reference variable. So here we have variables variable. Normally I'm declaring here $x equal to Scott. That x I'm storing in a y variable within single quotes. When I write here $y, so $y value is x. So $x value is Scott. So when I write $y, it will print you Scott. Can you understand this? Once again, $x value is Scott. $y value is within single quotes x. When I write $y, so that is Scott. Now I'll write you. Here it is variables variable. Now I'll ask you a question now. Here I'm declaring here one variable. That variable is already we have PQR, we don't have, yeah. P value is single quotes, $P value is 1, 2, 3. Now I want to write $Q value is within single quotes P. So when I print $Q, $Q, what will be the output? Please tell me the output here.
123, ma'am.
123.
Yeah, I think you got the thing. What we do it in $Q. Okay, so that is about the $Q. So we can write here 123. It is printing here. Why? Because it is a variable declaration. So we can use this type of declaration also for the program. And next, I'm writing here variable. Then
But
static
how it is
variable. Yeah. How it is?
But how it is do, ma'am? I not clear. I get it, but not clear.
See, this is one type of syntax for declaring the variables. When you write two dollar symbols, variable, one variable is carrying the another variable. That another variable's value you can print it here. Variables variable. This is one variable. This $y is carrying the x. That x is also having the value. That value $x is nothing but it will print you Scott.
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Got it.
$q is nothing but here p. So in place of $q, so when I write here $q, we remove this $q. Here it is p. So now $p value is 123. So that's why it is printing 123. This is one type of syntax
Yes,
for
sir.
declaring the yes.
Got
The
it, ma'am.
H1 tag. Yes. So next week onwards, we can plan it Saturday also, but this week only Friday sessions. But next week onwards, we definitely have to take the plan on Saturday session. Because why? Because we have more number of classes required for this subject. We have to elaborately discuss each and every topic, and we have to do one or more projects also. One or more projects also we have to do it at the weekend. Real-time application, real-time approaches, we have to reach it at the end of the course. So that's why we'll do. Are you required, shall I continue Visual Studio Code, or you want to use any other framework in your idea? For writing this program sake, shall I continue with the Visual Studio Code, or you have any requirement to use any of IDE?
PHP Storm.
Have you installed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Zen Studio, anyone installed? Gen Studio generally it gives a complete project structure.
Yes, ma'am. What I'm saying is we will continue one IDE, ma'am, in this class.
Yeah. That is what I'm asking. Shall next week onwards, if you don't need this Visual Studio Code, we'll shift to any one of the PHP IDE. Whichever is widely used one, PHP IDE, so that one only we will go for it. NetBeans, first it is showing like NetBeans only. NetBeans, Eclipse PHP. 19 best editors we have. Dreamweaver, it is giving first option like Dreamweaver for PHP. Kite, Gen Studio option. PHP support, all PHP support, all platform support we have this Gen Studio. Okay, anyway, we'll use one. One of it I'll make it out by the next week. Yeah. If you are interested, if you want to give any suggestion on that, you can give. Yes. Do you want to talk?
No.
Referenced variables. So referenced variables are used for it refers the value of the another variable. Actual variable and the referenced variable refers the value of the same address location. Here I'm writing here $x equal to 100, $y equal to and $x and $x.
Here, what is under, ma'am?
And is nothing but it's and the center. It's address location. That given variables address location we can able to. Normally, if you know C language, $x is nothing but x. What value will be carried by x? And x is nothing but where the x is located in the memory. That memory address it will print normally. But coming to PHP, if you write here $y equal to $x means 200 is carried by $y. When I print here $x and x, and x what it will print, $x what it will print. We'll see here. That is reference address. That address also we can initialize here. Value also we can initialize here. This comes under reference variables. Reference address we call like reference address. Referenced. This is another type of variable we have, less than question mark. Here under this we'll go with the reference variable now. So $x equal to 200. Then $y equal to and $x. Okay. So now when I print it here what is $y? $y sake also I want to initialize the value, and $x $x like this I can print it. Control yes. Now if I refresh it, here referenced variables both are printing 200 only, because it is also carrying that same address. But when you initialize here $y value, if I initialize that $y value, here $y value like this we can initialize. The $y value we can initialize like this. See, both are printing like 100 only. What the address location we are initializing to the variable, that variable is also carrying that same value. But in C language, it will print two different address locations. But in PHP, what is your address value you have initialized, that value only will be stored in the value of the variable. Here output will be $x if I print it. Here actual variable and referenced variable refer the value of the same address location. It refers the value of the another variable. So it refers the value of the another variable $y and $x. And $x means it is referring the value address of that x variable. So y is referring the address of the x variable. That address I am initializing here 200. So that's why when I print $x, so $x also is initialized with 200 only. But in PHP it is like this. But when you come to the C or C++, address is nothing but that memory address. Value is and variable is nothing but what the value we have initialized. But in PHP we declare like this. Next one is a super global variable. So we'll spend more time on this. Almost 5 to 6 hour sessions we'll sit on. Sorry, we'll sit on the super global variable only. First day of our explanation time, I explained $_get and $_post. I explained now. So $_get using that when I use the form tag get method, we can read the value by $_get. When I use the form tag post method, we can read the value by $_post. Like that, we discussed all super global variables. Sorry, two super global variables. We used it in the program. But this time, in the super global variable time, I'll explain you. These all are global variables, and it is a super global variables. Means it is a super level, parent level, super grandparent, parent level of variables. Here PHP is providing number of super global variables. We can access the super global variables from any location, anywhere in a page within a project. There is no scope, there is no limitation for this. All are $_post, get, request, server, session, cookie, file, env. You can access anywhere in your project. Yeah. So this is about the totally super variables declaration. Next, I'm going for yes. Any questions?
No, I'm not getting any notes, ma'am.
Oh. I contacted them. They told they will send you in the afternoon. I think once again I didn't remind them. Oh,
I want
okay.
reports, ma'am, but
Yeah. Yes. It's too late for you actually. We entered in subject long back, but not even start.
why
Definitely. Tomorrow is a Saturday, right? So it definitely you will get by tomorrow. You can practice in these 2 days. I'm not taking any class for this weekend, but next week definitely we have Saturday session, that to 2 hour session, 1 hour for syllabus, 1 hour for project. Every Saturday, only Sunday is the holiday. Okay, every Saturday we until end of the course we have every Saturday we have 2 hour sessions. So you can fix it that time. Okay, you should not have any plans for our in place of our class time, but class time is different. I'll tell you which time is so works for me. That time I'll tell to you. Tomorrow I have 2 to 4, 5 to 7, like that. Next week also 2 to 4, 5 to 7. If mostly the noon time or early morning time, like that I'll take 7 to morning 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 9 a.m. or otherwise this time. Whatever the time is convenient to all the students, I'll ask all the students on one Friday session, next Friday session, according to all the students convenient. I'll fix one time. I'll take 2 hour session for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Early morning is okay.
So
Yeah, yes,
okay,
ma'am.
or is it
Okay,
okay?
ma'am. Okay. Early morning is okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Regular class time, is it okay, or shall I change it?
Oh, ma'am.
After
Regular
1
rate.
week, after this time is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, early morning, shall we shift to morning?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Possible, if possible.
Possible,
If
ma'am.
all
Possible.
up. Morning also possible, no?
Yeah, possible.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, after 1 week, I'll discuss that. So, morning sessions or night 9 o'clock session, that I'll discuss with you. CSS tomorrow.
But before
Mostly
9 a.m., ma'am. 9 a.m.
Yeah, before. I don't go after 9. I don't never go after 9. I have my own schedules.
Yes.
After 9, it is not possible. And this 6 to 7 evening also fine for me for the regular session. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this 8 o'clock. Any one time. Or otherwise, after this week is the last week. Last week, this coming week is the last week for this for February. So from the next week onwards, I may not get a 9 o'clock batch. Mostly by first, I'll finish my course. So you can shift it to 9 p.m. batch, or we'll adjust it 8:30 to 9:30 like that, or early or late. It depends on your convenient. I'll talk with you. Yeah. Data types, scalar, compound data types. Integer, what is the maximum limitation, what is the base value, like that, and float value, compound data type, and configuration settings we have to do. Errors we have to go for it, parse errors and all. Variables are local, global, static, referenced, and super global variables we have. Next we have to go for control statements and operators. Logical, string, array operators, arrays. So we have to enter into arrays, and so many methods we have: multi-dimensional array, single dimensional array, so many methods under this array. Next, functions, user built-in functions and user defined functions. Built-in functions, what all the built-in functions we have. PHP is loosely typed language. So we have a strict keyword also, we can use it here. Strict declaration, we can use it. And function with the return type value also allowed. And the string functions, all types of string functions. Encryption techniques, base 1, SHA-1, super global variables, total super global variables explanation here, cookies, sessions, files, env. Then file uploading concept, request header concept. Then what all the date function. Date is a super global variable, how to access it. Date is not a super global variable. Date is one function, how to access it, how to declare the constants in PHP, magic constants in PHP. Next, protocols, regular expressions, file functions, file operations, object-oriented programming in PHP, constructor keyword, this keyword, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, method declaration, cloning, copying, inheritance, scope resolution operator, static, abstract, interface and abstraction. Next, MySQL connection. What all the MySQL methods we have to make the connection. MySQL underscore connect and MySQL related all queries. Insert, delete, update, DLL, DML, joins, connections. Two types of connections with PDO connection and MySQL connection. PDO connection time, what all the methods we have. See here, almost 60 to 70 slides we have to explain all these content. Most of the content cover in this. Just a second. Under this, we are going to see most of total almost 80% of syllabus is covered in this slide. But if anything is missed in this slide, you can refer with the document. This is almost 200 slides we have. 224 slides I created here for our all content, almost covered. Okay, from beginning to ending. Here in data types, float, decimal data type. Here we discussed about the types of variables. After that, I'll discuss here types of errors. If I execute my program, what type of errors I'll get it. Parse error, syntax error, notice error, warning errors, fatal errors. 4 types of errors we have. I'll explain about these errors and then I'll explain about this control statements. Is it possible to read out the control statements, these all by your own? This is actually common to all languages. If else, nested if, you might heard these things in any of the program. If you come across any programming language. Upendra, Anudeep, Harish.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll send you anyway document.
Yes, ma'am.
Try to read this control statements and this operators. Control statements means how to write if else, nested if and all. Next operators. What all the arithmetic operators means how to do addition, multiplication, division. These all. Next assignment operator, comparison operator, incrementation operator, decrementation, logical operator, string operator just only concatenation, and array operator. Array operators not required, string operators also not required, just a logical operator, incrementation, decrementation, comparison, assignment. Just read out these operators. Operators and control statements are your duty. Okay, you have to do that. Here what all the types of methods we have. So why? Because it will be easy to understand the remaining content rather than wasting the time on that basic stuff. We can elaborately discuss on the remaining part. What is the actual PHP comes. This you might heard this already. I think how to do variables addition, arithmetic operators. You might come across of all this arithmetic, relational, bitwise operators, and if condition, while loop, nested while, for loop. Anyway, I'll explain you. If you know, if you read out all those, it will give less time to explain. If you don't read out, again we'll spend 2-3 classes on that control statement. So elaborately, operators, elaborately, like that we have to go. That is your wish. Whatever the way is convenient to you, understandable to you, that way I'll go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Here, types of errors. Types of errors in PHP, we will get a different types of errors. One is notice error. Errors. Next, second one is parse error. Parse error. Third one is notice error, parse error. Then syntax. Notice error, parse error, fatal error. Fatal error. Then fourth one is notice error, fatal error. We have different types of errors. We have notice error, fatal error, another one error, what is that? What's error? Warnings. Warnings. So warning type of errors. When we get this warning errors, when we get this notice error, see here. When I declare a variable, when I write that value, if I declare a variable, if I try to access the variable which is not declared, that will be a notice error. If I try to declare a variable, which is, if you try to print a variable which is not declared, that will be a error, a notice error. So warning error means if I am declaring define method, we use it for defining the constant. Declaration of constant sake, we use define method. So when I use the here define method, so when I use it here define method, and when I try to print print that constant, so which is not declared. So declared constant, anyway you can print it. If you try to declare a constant which is not declared, that will comes under warning. Fatal error means I am declaring here one function. Under that function I am writing here hi. If I try to declare a function which is not declared, F1 function I have, but F2 function I don't have. If I try to access that function which is not declared, then it is a fatal error. Next, it is a parse error. It stops the execution of complete script if there is a syntax mistake. If there is any syntax mistake, we'll get that parse error. So here we are getting here parse error here. So Giri 1250. This, which is parse error means if you write any syntax mistake, semicolon. If you don't end with a semicolon, then it won't go for the next. So this way we'll get that parse error, warning error, fatal error. Try to execute these 4 errors and control statements and operators. Try to read out all these concepts before the next class. Anyway, in the Monday session, again, link will change. Once contact organizer, they'll give you a new link for the Monday session. And in the Monday session, I'll give you how we'll get this type of errors and what all the control statements we have. Just first 15-20 minutes, I can explain on the all control statements and all operators. Then we'll enter into the arrays, strings, actual declaration syntax for the PHP. If you are able to understand it, try to follow. If not follow, if you have any doubt and while executing the program, you can ask me in the mail or in the class, next class.
Ma'am, you should also told them notes.
What? Yes, I should also
Told them organizer.
Oh, organizer. Okay. Actually,
Notes,
in
ma'am.
the
Yes.
morning, yes. Morning 9 o'clock, I called the organizer. I told share the PHP students' mail IDs. They told once the Krishna sir comes, he will share that recording. But what happened, I don't know. But in the afternoon, I forgot. I didn't remind them. So I think they forgot.
There is no reply from them.
Recording, ma'am, notes is required. Recording is sent to me. I call organization is sent by in WhatsApp because all the demonstration is available in YouTube also. But ma'am, the notes is not sending. Without notes, practicing is not possible.
Yeah. Yes. Saturday you will definitely get this one. So anyway, this is my mail ID. So I'm sure. And so if you once the contact here. So if you don't get the notes in this 2 days. Okay, I'll check my mail, and if you don't get any mails, you don't get the document, if you have any problem, then mail to this. If you are getting any errors or any programs, any syntax, anything errors, you can mail to this. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
Note down that's mail ID. Yes.